What's up, guys? I'm in the same clothes. I decided to just go ahead and do this video right after the tire video, so here we are. I got time today to do it, so time is a commodity in my world, and we're going to take advantage of it while we have it. This is the 50,000 mile update video on my truck. We'll go over some of the mods. We'll take a look at how the frame is doing because there is a little bit of surface rust on it. This is a 2016 Toyota Tundra Platinum. It does have a 3.2 ready lift. It has soda death metal black Novocaine wheels. It took me a minute to remember all that. I will show you one thing about the wheels here in a minute, and it's probably more my fault than it is the wheels because I've not been washing this truck as much as I probably should have in the last couple years, and you'll be able to tell that on the wheels here in a minute. And I contribute some of the minor surface rust on the frame to that as well. I actually did drive it through some snow one time, and they'd probably salted the roads. It took me a few weeks to kind of get that sprayed off because I got busy and actually forgot about it because I have a daily driver. So I contribute a little bit of that to me not maintaining the washing of the vehicle, spraying the salt off the frame. So I will take advantage of, or take credit for that as well. But there again, we run 35, 12, 50 Nitto Terragrappler G2s. I just did a video probably last week or the week before last on those on a 50,000 mile update. So if you want to know about the tires and how they're doing, some road noise and stuff like that at 50,000 miles and 7 years old, go check out that video as well. Let me take you off the tripod. We'll walk around the truck. I'll show you some of the mods I've done and just kind of tell you how the truck's been doing over 50,000 miles and if I've had any issues. Okay guys, you know the truck, you've seen it. Nothing's really changed over the last few years, but I will show you some things that have kind of not held up, but there again, kind of taking credit for that myself. Now I do still have like the Raptor style lights on it. I do like those. Some people don't like those. I do like those. I do still have the light bar in the front. I have videos on all this on how to install all this stuff and stuff like that. That is a last fit light bar right there. And I think it was like Cali raised brackets that I used to put it behind there. I still have the Demon hook brackets up there. I took off the shackles. I do have them in the truck. I thought the truck kind of looked like Tow Mater because they were like square brackets and I didn't like the big buck teeth look in the front, so I did take them off. But if I ever need to like pull this thing out of like a ravine, those tow hooks were incredible. Now I have not washed this truck. It has been raining, so sorry about that. I wasn't planning on doing this video today, so it is filthy. So I know you're going to tell me to wash it, but that's just not going to happen because you can see the sky is just going to rain here in a minute anyway. I still have the 2021 TRD Pro blacked out LEDs on it and the blacked out LED fog lights, headlights and fog lights. Let's walk around here to the wheels. Again, I have a video on the tires already if you want to hear the update on them, but you can see right here where the clear coat is actually starting to chip. Now that's probably me, I'm guessing, because maybe some of the brake dust has caused that to started doing that. You can see it down here too. May have been some of the salt that was on the road, like I was talking about the frame, or it could just be these are kind of old and the clear coat's chipping. I'm not sure. It's maybe just a little bit of all that. I probably should take these off, have them sent somewhere, either have that redone or just black out the whole wheel. I'd actually just kind of like to have the whole wheel blacked out. So maybe when I go to buy tires, I have another set of wheels and tires I can put on this. Maybe I do that. I send these off and just have them completely blacked out. If we look up in here, you can see just a little bit of minor surface rust. Nothing crazy, mainly on the welds. Most of the frame is still pretty good shape, but you can see there is a little bit of surface rust. Like I said, mainly on the weld spots. The fender flares have been holding up pretty good. This is the second pair of fender flares. They warranted the first pair because they turned purple. These are turning a little bit purple, but nowhere near like the other one was. And then we still have the last fit lighting, like little pod lights up here in the corners. I do like these, but I will tell you this, my trigger 4 system, the batteries went dead, so I have to turn it on underneath the hood. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. So I have turned on underneath the hood. I need to replace the batteries. I just really keep forgetting to do it. These are not aftermarket, but these are factory. I ordered these from Sparks Parts. I'm assuming my discount code still works, Gear Runner, to save like 5% off at Sparks Parts. But these have been holding up great. The door handles as well, I ordered them color matched. They've all been holding up great. I've had no issues, no chipping, no anything like that. They painted them and sent them to me, and you can see there may be like a rock chip on it, but overall, the paint has held up great. The infab side steps. You can see a little bit of rust on these. I think over time these things will rust. You can see it getting like some shiny spots where I've been getting in and out of the vehicle. Overall though, these have been really good Nerf bars, running boards, whatever you want to call them. They've held up really, really well. I don't have any complaints with them. I would buy them again. I don't think there's any need to replace them. One day maybe I'll take them off and paint them. I don't know, but overall, they've just held up really, really well. If we go back to this back wheel, you see more of the same. This one actually may be worse than the front. Like I said, I don't know if that's salt. I don't know if that's just brake dust, or if just over time that the clear coat on the aluminum part is just starting to come off. I don't know. Maybe I could polish that. I don't think so. It's kind of raised up, so it probably just needs to be redone. If we go back here to the back frame, a little bit more of the same. You can see some rust forming. I maybe need to take care of some of that right there, because that looks a little bit, it's still in the weld part, but I may actually put some rust mortar or something on that. This salt got up on top of the shock right here, as you can see. But overall, the frame in the back is in really good shape. Borla exhaust has been doing great. I've had no issues with the Borla exhaust. Rear fender flare, much more the same as the front. If you look at the Ultraflex right here, let me unlock the tailgate and we can take a look at that. If I can turn it in the right direction. There we go. Everything has been holding up pretty good on the undercover Ultraflex. I will show you this. There's a little bit of this liner right here that's starting to kind of pill up. I've not really had any more water get in it than normal. So I've not had an issue with it. It's not really been leaking much more than it just normally leaked new. Maybe just a hair, but with this mat, it really doesn't even hardly get any water. Maybe a little bit of water right there. But overall, this mat pretty much keeps everything up off of it. And the mat has been great. It's hard to slide stuff on this mat. If you're thinking about getting one of these mats, I really like it. I recommend it. But if you think you're just gonna slide stuff in your truck like you normally do, that's probably not gonna happen, because it's pretty tacky. I mean, it actually does its job and holds stuff in there and keeps it from sliding around. So if you got your tailgate down, stuff is probably not gonna slide out of it. Again, all the LED lights that I put in here have been doing great. Have videos on all that, installs and stuff like that. No issues at all with any of the LEDs. I did not do the turn signals because you had to trick like the computer system, make it quit blinking fast, and I didn't like messing with the computer, so the turn signal is still incandescent, but everything else is LED. Again, Borla exhaust doing great. If we check out this side, there is a little bit of rust, as you can see right there on the Borla, but I mean, that's not much at all. If you check this side is looking better than the other side was on that shock tower. Maybe the other side got a little bit more salt on it, but overall the frame back here looking great. If you look at this wheel is nowhere near as bad as the other wheels were. So again, this side must not have had much salt. Fender flares looking great on this side. Door handles looking great on this side. Mirror cap, again, great on this side. I do got some mud on the side of the truck, gotten some mud the other day. Running board on this side, great, no problems. This actually has less rust on this running board than it does the other side. This fender flare is great. A little bit of rust on these screws. Maybe they could have used a little bit higher grade bolt. Maybe these bolts could have been, you know, black instead of like a chrome finish, or it could have been a stainless so they didn't rust like that. But overall, no complaints about those pod lights. They've worked great. And this one is looking pretty rough. overall, that tire, or wheel, I mean, is actually looking pretty rough right there. And if we look up in here, this frame, the front frame here on the passenger side is looking pretty great for a 7-year-old truck. Most of the salt must have come on the other side, or maybe the other side didn't get treated quite as good as this side, and this side isn't rusting as bad. I don't know, but this side seems to be holding up a little bit better. If we come around the front, again, I didn't mention the TRD Pro grill. Love this grill. It's my favorite grill in these trucks, and it has held up great. I did have one that a rock hit like this right here and broke this, and it bothered me, so I did replace this maybe 3 years ago-ish. But that's nothing to do with Toyota or the paint on it. Ordered this color matched as well. Just something hit that and actually broke it, and that was just me saying, hey, I just can't handle that. I'm a little anal about it, as you can see from how clean the truck is. But when things break, it just kind of drives me crazy a little bit, and I have to replace it. Let's pop the hood and take a look under there. Okay, guys, we've had some pollen here, so don't beat me up too bad about how dirty this is. I am thinking about going back to the old S&B intake. I probably will do that. I'll probably give this truck a good clean up too, coming up as soon as it warms up a little bit and actually quits raining. So I'll probably clean all this up. And when I do that, I'll probably go ahead and replace that back with the old filter. This filter's been great. I've had no issues with it, but I just kind of like the old filter sound a little bit better. Here's the trigger 4 system. I can turn these lights on with these buttons right here. Again, my batteries just went dead. These still work. I just have to use this out here until I actually replace the batteries inside. But overall, there's no leaks. There's nothing going on. Everything's just been 100%. Only 50,000 miles. I know it's a Toyota and only 50,000 miles, but this is kind of a milestone for my truck. It'll probably be another 10 years before I ever hit 100, more than likely. Okay, guys, if we take a look at the inside, I drive my trucks. It's just dirty. But the floor mats, the Husky floor liner has been holding up great. These little decals, I don't even remember where I got those, but I replaced the Husky liner ones with these, and they've held up great as well. All the tough skin stuff has been holding up great. This is real carbon fiber, it's not fake. I actually had a buddy that tried to cut this stuff on one of his, and it just would not cut. It's just crazy tough. My truck was actually the truck they tested this out on, because not all Tundras have memory seats. So they actually sent me several pieces of this to make sure that fit correctly, and I think they got it spot on. I measured this for them after they sent me the first one, and they nailed it. Again, the interior pieces are holding up amazing. The little blacked out decal that goes over your emblem right here, great, no issues with that as well. I think it's like AJT Designs. These are like AJT Design. All that's held up great. The tough skins foam pieces have held up great. I've had no issues there. Here is my trigger 4 system that the battery went dead on. The Gear Runner tough skin right here held up great. The leather interior, no problems at all. No rips, no sags, no nothing. Everything is just in this truck has been amazing from day one, and it holds true today. Let's take a look at the driver's seat, because that's where you're going to have the most wear anyway. You'll see a little bit of cracking, nothing major, nothing crazy, but no rips or tears or anything like that. If we check out the back, Husky floor liner has been great back here. I don't have a lot of people riding in the back. I think Terrence made these. I think it adds a little bit of class to the back seat, something to hang on to. Again, don't get used much. I just like how they look. And then the leather back here has been great as well. The only issue, these flap. And I know you've got holders right here, and I've got them in the holders, but even with the windows down, even with that, it still flaps some. So this gets a little annoying, but nothing crazy. All the tough skins back here have been great as well. I told you I'd tell you about any issues I had. And I've only had one issue with this truck, and that is the turn signal, or not the turn signal, but the headlights. One day I was driving down the road, and I turned on the turn signal, and my headlights went out and flickered and then went out. And when the turn signals kicked off, the headlights come back on. I had to argue with Toyota a little bit about that, but they replaced this turn signal stalk. When they replaced it, it does feel more positive, and I've had no more issues with that since then. It's been 100%. I did change to the new headlights. I don't think that had anything to do with it, but I had no issues at all with that since they changed that out. LED lights on the inside, Jack sent me those, and I've had no issues with them either. On any of the LED lights on the interior. I even have them in here. I will tell you this, those are crazy bright. It's hard to see in the mirror sometimes, but I've had no issues with any of that. My infotainment system, I've had no issues. I know some people talk about them disconnecting and stuff like that. That's happened to me maybe once or twice in the 6 years I've owned this truck, so not a big deal there. I've just not really had much issue with this truck at all. It's just the headlight thing, and when that got fixed, no more issues there either. One more thing right here, there is a piece of carbon fiber right here. It stayed on as well. Some of these small pieces of carbon fiber, sometimes they come off, but this tough skin stuff, they use really good adhesive, and it's actually really hard to get that stuff off. I believe my discount code's probably still good there as well. It's Gear Runner there, and I think it saves you like 10% if you want to buy any of that. Okay guys, there you have it. I know 50,000 miles is not a huge milestone for a Toyota truck when there's 2 or 3 out there that's hit 1 million. But 50,000 miles is a big milestone to my truck because I'm somebody that don't keep vehicles more than 2 or 3 years. And I've now had this for probably 6 years or a little over, ish, going on 6 years maybe. And I've never owned a vehicle that long. I've told y'all this truck is here for good, and it is. I just don't drive it like I used to, but when you need a truck, you need a truck, and there's no need to get rid of a perfectly good one to buy one that you don't know if it's a good one. I don't like the new ones. That's why I changed directions on this channel and went to another type of content, which there'll still be truck content. There'll still be other content on this channel. Car content and stuff like that. I do more of the other content. I know what I just said. I do more of the other content now than I do this stuff. But a lot of you have asked for updates, and I did want to give you all an update on the truck. The truck's been doing amazing. I drive it probably 2,500 to 4,000 miles a year, sometimes less than 2,500. That's why I kind of give you a range there. But it just don't get driven much. But like I said, when you need a truck, you just need a truck. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, guys. I love y'all. We'll see you next time.